What it do, YouTube? Victory Formation Monday. Let's wait and see if anybody pops in here so I ain't just sit here talking to myself. I don't know why nobody's getting notifications. Man, Dylan Gabriel. Not looking too bad out there for a rookie. Got some people lighting it up in the NFL. The Raiders offense is not one of them. What y'all doing on this Victory Monday? Victory Monday. Chilling? Y'all watching replays? I'm just watching every other game or every game. The quick way, right? Little 30-minute NFL game watch. Man, so apparently if you lose to the Las Vegas Raiders, your job is done, right? That's it. It's over. Um, Bill Callahan, Tennessee Titans coach, fired this morning after, a 20-10 loss from the Las Vegas Raiders. Some people say an ugly win, but a win is a win, man. You take a win any way you want to. Yes, the offense is struggling. Yes, there's questions about the coaching staff. I mean, we're going into week 7 and we still look like this. This team wasn't that bad. It was not that bad with Gardner Minshew. It was not that bad with Aiden O'Connell. It wasn't even that bad with Ritter. So this offense and the mistakes they're making, the struggles, it's bad, man. It's bad. The defense, however, man, how about the defense? How about that defense? Oh, bulldozing his way. Aaron Rodgers, bro. How about Aaron Rodgers out here killing it? 40 years old, standing in the pocket, making throws, making reads, pre-snap reads, knowing where to go with the football. Not the greatest offensive line. Not the greatest run game behind him. But the old man's making throws, man, making throws. Sorry, I'm trying to watch football and live at the same time. What's good? What's good? How's everybody doing? How y'all feeling on this Monday? The Raiders pull out the victory at home. Victory formation for the first time in a long, long time, right? Many, many moons it's been since the Raiders could actually end a game in victory formation. Shout out to everybody in the building. What's good? What's good? Crazy. We suck. Titans suck worse. Shout out to Chris Bolton. Hammy 16. What's good? What's good? What game you watching? I'm watching the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Browns recap. It's in the third quarter. Oh, that's a nice throw by Dylan Gabriel. Left-handed throw to the other side of the hashes. It's not bad. It's not bad. What's good? What's good? Joshua Bearfield, how you doing? Jason Ruiz, what's good, man? The Bears are way better. They beat you guys by 20. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. They beat us because we missed the field. They blocked a field goal. What are you talking about? They beat us by 20. We will win out and score 50 in the Super Bowl. Place your bets. Come on, bro. Come on. Have you seen this offense? Have you seen Geno Smith? Man, let's not get wild. Let's not get crazy. Let's not get crazy. That's crazy talk. But I'm here for it. I'm not mad if they make it to the Super Bowl if they go on a run. Yeah, you have a defense. But you have an offensive coordinator that's trash for $6 million. I mean, let's be honest, bro. Let's be honest. That play calling, trips wide, 3-by-1, every single play. It's filthy, dude. It's filthy, and I don't even know how we won that game, bro. If you look at the game, the Titans beat themselves. They had a bunch of big plays called back because of holding calls, offsides, false starts. I mean, the Titans beat themselves up, bro. It's not a well-coached team, but either are we. Either are we. You know, Patrick Graham's been around this defense for, what, 4 years now? So the guys that are in the building know him. But the offense, man, there's no excuses for this. There's no excuses for a team that's has a coach for 40 years plus experience and another guy that has another 30, 30 years coaching at the NFL and college level, not to mention all the other guys in the building. And for us to be this bad on offense, it's horrible. We have weapons. No Brock Bowers or not. Michael Mayer played well. Trey Tucker played well. Another game where Trey Tucker has almost 4 yards of separation during the game, but he catches the ball a couple times. It just don't make sense. It don't make sense, man. Does not make sense. I watched Gabriel run for his life the entire game. Sanders on the sideline waiting. Well, if you watch Gabriel run for his life the entire game, you don't think Shedeur Sanders, that had 50-plus sacks in college, 56 to be exact, is going to get sacked? You really think it's Dylan Gabriel? Come on, man. I can't wait to see Shedeur Sanders. Dude, I'm praying. Not for his downfall. Just, if he's good, great. You guys are right. But if he's not, I mean, come on, bro. It's not the quarterback. Their offensive line, their receivers. I mean, how many drop balls in this game? I've seen 3 already. It's in the it's the fourth quarter, I guess. But still, I've seen 3 already that were, big play balls, right? Drops. Shedeur's not going to be any better. He don't get the ball out fast. He's basically Geno Smith. He's going to stand in a pocket and wait for the big play. Now, I'm not saying he can't get the ball out fast, if that's what the offense calls for. But you've seen the clip on the sideline where the coach saying, man, he's like, when do I get to throw the deep ball? That's all he's thinking about. If you have it in your mind, you're just trying to make the big play to win the game, to be a hero, it's not going to work, bro. It's not going to work. But we'll see, man. We'll see how Shedeur does when he gets out there. Try having the number 1 overall pick with absolutely nothing and no respect. I mean, the Titans' offensive line is bad too. But Bo Hardegree taking over plays is going to help that young quarterback, man. Bo Hardegree's smart. He's innovative. I don't know if he's going to be the play caller now. But they had opportunities in that game. The defense just overwhelmed their offensive line, man. They couldn't do nothing. But the Titans had every opportunity to come back in that game and to win that game. Their turnovers, I mean, damn, the turnovers and the sacks alone lost them the game. But if you look at the stat numbers, the rookie played better than Geno Smith did. What do you think about the Kansas game last night? I think Kansas City's starting to put it all together. And it's scary for the rest of the league. I mean, to be honest, if their defense continues to play like that, they're getting their best wide receiver back next week against the Raiders, of course. I mean, it's not good for the rest of the NFL. Whether you hate the Chiefs, whether you like the Chiefs, they played a damn good game against a Lions team that, everybody thought was a game going to the Super Bowl. So, man, shout out to the coaching staff and the Kansas City Chiefs. Patty Mahomes, another damn good game. I mean, what can you say? Congrats on the win, regardless how pretty or ugly it was. Slam and Sammy was good. Yeah, man, a win's a win, bro. You gotta. It's the NFL, right? Any given Sunday, you got to take what you're given, and you got to take them how they come. You know, whether you win the game, whether you give it away, whether the other team gives it away, it doesn't matter. When it's all said and done, in the win column, there's a W and there's a L. There's no asterisks. There's no bullshit next to it, right? You either won or you lost. Or you tied, I guess. Now you can tie. Just some stupid shit. Wow, you beat the Titans. LOL. I'm not, bro. You don't see me up here celebrating. You see me dancing around with clown shoes and shit on? No. I just came on here and said, bro, it was a win. A win's a win. But I'm not up here celebrating or jumping for joy. We still have Geno Smith as a quarterback. We still have a coach that's 74 years old and needs to put some of these on, because without him, he can't. I don't know, bro. Maybe he don't watch the rest of the quarterback play in the NFL right now. But Geno Smith is bottom of the league, bro. Bottom barrel in every category. Now his numbers don't show that because you're gonna give him, you know, little trash yards, 5-yard outs, some little 8-yard comebacks, 6-yard comebacks, right? Come on, man. Geno has played horrible all year long. And until Pete Carroll realizes that, which he won't, because Pete Carroll's not a guy that benches guys. He's not a guy that fires coaches in the middle of the season. We're stuck with Geno. And it's bad, man. It's bad. It's ugly. I think he deserves an opportunity. Who? Cleveland needs move to Baltimore. They already did the same. They need to move somewhere else. Damn. trying to make them move whole cities again? Come on, man. That's wild, bro. The Browns' issue is they had a backup LT starter and right tackle. You know, issues are issues, right? It's the NFL. It's next man up. And if you don't have depth at all positions, it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter, you know. Hit them like buttons. Hit them like buttons. Help me out. I got 4 likes so far. You know, it doesn't matter if you're injured or not, right? The Raiders had Stone Forsythe. Gave up 3 sacks. They still somehow managed to win the game. So, you know, defense matters, bro. Defense matters in the NFL. And I hear everybody say the Raiders need a quarterback. The Raiders need a quarterback. We need a better game manager. Game manager. Geno tried to be a game manager and still threw an interception, right? A game manager doesn't turn the ball over. He makes plays. He takes what's given. And he doesn't take sacks or force sacks on himself to make his offensive line look bad. You don't hold the ball all day long. You get the ball out quick. So, you know, starting left tackle, backup left tackle, backup right tackle, it's still next man up. And that comes down to coaching. Candy Apple, what's good? You know, if you don't have a good coach that has the whole team prepared, like we are not, the Raiders are not prepared, the whole team is not prepared. The next man up seems they're like squirrel. They don't know where to go. They don't know what they're doing because they're not getting reps out there. We've seen all through camp the Raiders had their 1s and they had their 2s, and they had a couple guys they sprinkled in. Now all of a sudden, Dante Thornton, the guy that got all the snaps with Geno Smith, is now their backup. He was on the field twice. Now Jack Bech all of a sudden is their starting wide receiver. But they threw him the ball 2 times. What starting wide receiver only gets the ball 2 times when his average number of separation was, hold on, I got it somewhere on here. 3.7 yards, I do believe, for Jack Bech. 3.7 yards, average separation, but Geno Smith couldn't get him the ball. That's horrible, bro. Horrible. Slamming Sammy, what's good, man? Where should the Browns move? I'm thinking Oklahoma, Oregon, Utah, or Nebraska. No, Oklahoma would be sick. I wouldn't mind watching Dylan Gabriel over here, you know, right over the border. Shit. I'm in Arkansas. I'll be down with that. Tired of being the Chiefs. The only thing I see around here is red, whether it's Razorbacks or Chiefs. The Razorback red I can deal with. The Chiefs red, filthy work. The NFL likes the Chiefs. The NFL loves the Chiefs. The Godfather, Robert Pena, man. How you feeling today? After Don Julio. How did Don Julio take care of you last night? Double header tonight? What? I did not know there was a double header. I'm sleeping. Hop over to no, hold on. I don't do that yet. Double header tonight. Yo, what's up, Jenna? Appreciate you. Robert Pena says, F the Queefs. Shout out to Robert Pena. I think everybody's trying to say that. The swelling's gone down. I can smile. Okay, a little bit. It's getting better. It's getting better. LV Raiders. Ritual Men's. What? Appreciate you asking, my guy. Appreciate you asking. A win is a win, Gym Rat, right? Oh, man, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I'm complaining at where this team is at week 6. And as a fan for 50 years, that could sit up here, you know, on my couch and watch football and then watch the all 22 afterwards and see the same thing every week, not changing and not getting better. So fingers have to start getting pointed, man. Like, if we're going to go on a run or even have a chance of competing with Kansas City, Jacksonville, Houston, the Broncos again, the Chargers again, I mean, you're not competing with any of these teams with Geno Smith. It's just not going to happen. And Pete Carroll is, you know, wishing on a star that the guy he brought in is going to put it all together, and it's just not working, man. I mean, they tried to be a game manager, and they're still running the ball up the middle to Ashton Genty, knowing damn well his numbers are horrible. Horrible. When you run in the A gap, either side, it doesn't matter whether it's Parham or JPJ, you know, the savior. It doesn't matter where we're running on the inside. If you run on the interior, he's getting minimal yardage most of the times for a loss. But they don't see that shit, and Chip Kelly just keeps doing it over and over and over again. Titans coach was fired today. That's how bad the Raiders are, right? That's what I said on X. Go follow me on X. Raiders Unleashed, Raiders Rebel underscore. My bad, I don't even know my own shit. Raiders Rebel underscore on X. I need followers. Go follow. Share my shit. Appreciate all of y'all. But yeah, man, I said the same thing. Excel Raider, what's good? How you doing, my guy? Lose to the Raiders and you get fired, bro. That's how bad we are around the league. We're the laughingstock, man. The laughingstock. Even after the win. You got people coming in saying, oh, they beat the Titans. I mean, yeah. The Titans are struggling. But damn, so are we. So are we. True test is the Queefs. Yeah, man. Everybody loves the Queef, but not in Kansas City, right? Geno needs to go away. I mean, the greatest quote I heard last week was Geno Smith said he told Pete Carroll he needs to go walk into a lake or a river or something and cleanse off and get the stank off of him. Bro, you can't cover this shit up with deodorant. It's nasty, bro. It's filthy. It stinks. It's bad. It's bad. So, I wish he would walk into a lake and, you know, stay there. Stay there, bro. Just kick it. You got $66 million guaranteed. Go get you a boat. Drive out to the ocean and just chill. Just chill. Because at this rate, man, we're not beating anybody. We're not beating anybody. The number of open people, the number of yards of separation for the Raiders, man, for our receivers, it's absolutely crazy. Let's go over some of these numbers real quick. All right, let's just talk info. All right, quick update. Jim Nance and Tony Romo, after, you know, fighting for his life, is going to be calling the Raiders game, I guess, in Kansas City. Just a little tidbit, I throw that out there. Why is this man coming back to work already? Wasn't he in I don't know if the stories are true, but weren't there accusations that he was trying to break into somebody's truck and got he got stabbed? I don't know. I don't know. But Tony Romo will be on CBS calling the game. I seen him getting an interview out of the hospital. He could barely talk. I don't know why they're, trying to push this man to come back to work. Just seems odd to me. Let me know in the comments how y'all feel about the Tony Romo situation. So yeah, Dante Thornton was on the field for only 2 snaps. Only 2 snaps. Jack Besh averaged 3.17 yards of separation yesterday versus the Titans. The rookie didn't log a reception. Trey Tucker averaged 4.28 yards. And Michael Mayer, 3.64 yards of separation. I'll repeat. Trey Tucker, once again, averaged 4.28 yards of separation. Michael Mayer, 3.64 yards. Jack Best, 3.17. They didn't throw the ball to him. But that's our starting receiver. That's our X. I don't know, man. I don't know. Shout out to Tristan Kahn on X. Always dropping numbers so I don't have to go dig everything up and put it together for me. Quick tidbits. But yeah, also Darian Porter, man. Darian Porter. Why Caillou Kelly continues to struggle for the Las Vegas Raiders. Continues to struggle for himself. Continues to struggle for the backfield. Yes, he's made some tackles. Yes, he's made some plays. But he's given up the most yards in all of the NFL. And why Caillou Kelly continues to struggle, a guy that I like, my Vegas boy, I got to back him. But there's got to be a time, man, where you have to put in Darian Porter. When he's in there, they're not throwing his way. That makes a whole nother ball game for the offense when you don't want to throw on Darian Porter and you're not throwing much against Eric Stokes. Why are they not putting the rookie out there? So there's a lot about this coaching staff that is still really, really just pissing me off, bro. It's irritating me. Like, they have all this experience and they're acting like they want to win now, but they're slowly coming together. And Pete Carroll was just ecstatic with this victory, right? Oh, everybody played well. GeNOOO played great. Lights out. I about died when he said, Geno Smith, you can't take back the interception. There's nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it. You could throw it to the damn receiver instead of throwing it to the defensive back. So there's a lot of shit, man. There's a lot of stuff. And I think this team could be better. I feel like if you look at the play on the field, if you look at the blocks, if you look at the receivers, doing the dirty work, and then you look at our quarterback holding the damn ball way too long, not getting the ball out, waiting for the big play still, and they continue to go with him. It's irritating, man. It's really, really irritating. Meanwhile, the Denver Broncos, 22 plays, allowed 32 yards of offense. 2 first downs allowed with 4 sacks. Drake May. We had seven quarterbacks taken in the first round 2 years ago. Drake May, 5 for 5, 103 yards, 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. That's better than Geno's whole entire game. That was in the first quarter for a second-year player in Drake May. Sam Darnold on deep passes since 2024 ranks among all quarterbacks, 48 completions, first. 56.5 completion rate, first. 1,667 yards, first. 19.6 yards per attempt, first. Justin Herbert in the second half versus the Dolphins. 17 for 22. GeNOOO was 17 for 23. The whole entire game. The whole game. Justin Herbert in the second half. 17 for 22. 171 yards. 2 touchdowns. 129.2 QBR rating with 0 turnovers. Geno Smith for the game. 176 yards. 17 for 23. 1 touchdown. 1 interception. What, 4 sacks? I don't know. Damn. Drake May. Week 2. 137.3 QBR. Week 3, 102.1 QBR. Week 4, 155.6 QBR. Week 5, 101 QBR. Week 6, 140.1 QBR. Second year player. But Pete Carroll is standing up here feeding the nation this garbage that we have to wait for GeNOOO to learn this offense? Patrick Mahomes, 22 for 30. 288 total yards, 4 touchdowns, 88.9 adjusted completion ratio. The guy everybody in the nation was saying was a bust, making fun of, right? Because Sam Darnold, came in, beat the Raiders last year. This guy, Bryce Young, was benched. Instead of giving him time, right? They benched him. He only comes out this year firing on all cylinders. Against the Cowboys. Targeted past the sticks. Bryce Young, 8 for 9. 143 yards. 3 touchdowns. 0 interceptions. A perfect 158.3 passer rating. And you're telling me I'm supposed to be happy with this win? I don't mind this, considering baseball went into the 6th overtime. 6 extra quarters would be crazy. Damn. Yeah, but there's got to be a better rule for the tie, right? At least give them 3, I don't know. 2 more 5-minute quarters, 3 something. I don't know. It's got to be something. That tie is crazy. Do you think Pete Carroll will make it through the season without getting fired? Probably. Mark Davis is probably going to stick with this coach as long as he wants to be here, until he loses the locker room. Which I don't know how he's keeping the locker room with the favoritism for GeNOOO when it's clear what's holding the Raiders back. The offensive line hasn't been great, but they've been good. The defense hasn't been great, but they've been good. The running game hasn't been great. It's had its flashes, but it's been good. GeNOOO has had his flashes, but just hasn't been good. Hasn't been good. Unless guys are wide open, it's not good, man. It's not good. So, I don't know. Do I want to see Pete Carroll fired? No. But I want to see somebody step in and say, GeNOO's not the guy. Whether it's Tom Brady, whether it's Mark Davis, whether it's Spytek, whoever it has to be. Somebody needs to let Pete Carroll know that's not working. Maybe it's Chip Kelly, right? It just doesn't seem to be clicking between Chip Kelly and GeNOOO. They can both sit up there and say what they want. They're not on the same page. GeNOOO is the only quarterback out of all these games I'm watching. I'm now on the Bengals and the Green Bay Packers. I've done watched 15 games since I've been home. No. I don't know. I think I'm on 7. I've never seen one quarterback walking out there like this. That's how you're walking on the field, bro. If you don't believe me, go back and watch the game. And I know the highlights are gonna show him walking out to the field. There's no giddy up in his step, bro. There's no I don't know. It just seems there's no life in GeNOOO, bro. He just doesn't look like he wants to be out there at all. He's like, damn, let me go spend that money. I can't spend it constantly working, right? I got all this money I can't spend. I don't know what it is, but he just doesn't look like he wants to be out there. So, you know, and I don't understand why Pete Carroll's taking so long. Again, we have, 8 new starters on the defense. The offense is pretty much the same, except for, a sprinkle of a couple guys. We have a better running back. We moved some guys we maybe shouldn't have, maybe should have moved around. But this offense should not be as bad as it is, whether it's Chip Kelly, whether it's Brendan Carroll, whether it's Nate Carroll, who's, putting everything together. I don't know what it is, but something has to be fixed, man. Raiders going to lose next week. Chris Coleman, what's good? They might be. Liked and sub Chris Bolton, I appreciate you, my guy. Shout out to you. The Raiders need to go back to Oakland. They should have just built a new stadium there. I mean, really. They should have just built a new stadium there. But it's not Mark Davis's fault. Oakland didn't want a new stadium, right? They didn't want to give him a new stadium. So you can't blame Mark Davis, and you can't blame the Raiders organization for moving to a place that wanted him, right? Oakland didn't really want him there. If they wanted him there, they would have let them build their own stadium a long time ago. Or let the, Oakland Athletics build their own stadium. But those guys playing on dirt halfway through the season was garbage, man. You know how many players we lost and injuries we got from playing in Oakland? It wasn't Mark Davis. Mark Davis would have stayed in Oakland, I'm sure, if they would have let him build a new stadium. But where are they going to put it, right? They're going to tear down the old one, play in LA until that happens? Like, there was a lot that goes into it. So it wasn't the greatest idea to go to Vegas. It wasn't. And me, being a Vegas boy, I grew up in Cali, but spent most of my life in Vegas. It just doesn't look like it was a great idea, man. The stands are empty, right? Even the Raiders ticket prices were the cheapest they've ever been since they've been in Las Vegas. Nobody cared. Nobody went there. It's because the product they're putting on the field. And I guarantee you the main reason is because Pete Carroll standing up there and trying to act like Raider fans are absolutely stupid, and we can't watch the all 22. We can't pay for YouTube TV and watch this game over and over and over and over and over again. We can't see this shit. And they're trying to feed us this message that, it's going to take time for the offense. It's going to take time for Geno Smith. Then why are these other quarterbacks? Dillon Gabriel's a rookie, man. He came in and ran the Browns offense pretty damn good. I mean, Cam Ward played well. He outplayed Geno number-wise. He had some turnovers. He was pressured, way more than Geno was. Why can these quarterbacks come in and do it, but Geno, a 15-year vet in the NFL, can't do it? And he can say he doesn't get rattled. He's got a tough mind. He's thick. He's hardcore, right? He's a gangster, whatever. That shit doesn't bother him. Bullshit, bro. It bothers the hell out of him. Geno is rattled. Body language says a lot. I don't see any quarterback, even Cam Ward, bro, getting lit up out there over and over again by Max Crosby, getting hit on his own goal line by Devin White, fumbling the ball. Still had better body language than Geno Smith. Every time they showed Geno, the ball was tipped and fumbled. He's like putting his head down, bro. Come on. Have some energy. Be out there clapping. No. Be excited. These other quarterbacks, man, they're out there yelling and screaming at the refs. Geno's just like moping around. He reminds me of the damn gray elephant. You got no life, bro. Got no life. The shit he says when he's in interviews is absolutely horrible. Why do they let him keep talking, man? He's making himself look bad. He's making the team look bad. You're throwing rookies under the bus for interceptions. Like, and until something happens with Geno Smith, this team is just every week we're waiting for Geno to make a play to lose us the game. At least I am. Let me know in the comments. Can I get a thumbs up? If you're a Raider fan, are you every week, every time we have the ball saying, damn, we're just one play away from from an interception, right? You know it's coming. At least one. You're hoping to God it's not two or three. I'm okay for a Raider fan. Salute to you, my guy. I appreciate it. Raiders need to rebuild again, right? Right? Geno MVP for most interceptions. Do they have an MVP award for that? Because he's definitely up there. I mean, Joe Flacco. Oh, I guess Joe Flacco could catch him, but Jake Browning ain't catching him. He got benched, so Jake Browning's not gonna catch him. I don't know who's even close now. He's running away with that shit. It's far down the road. Denver is going to win the AFC West. Win not LA or LV. What? Broncos win the AFC West. W not LA or LV. Okay. 10 interceptions. Chris Coleman. Yeah, it's filthy, bro. It's filthy. And the problem is, you know, join me tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be breaking down the all 22. And we're going to point out these decisions, man. These decisions. Like, Joe Flacco, 40 years old. Blue 52, said hey. Geno Smith. Blue 52! Hey! It's like, bro, you gotta throw the ball out. Go watch any of these games. Go watch any of these games. Offenses are built to get the ball out in less than 3 seconds. He's had over 3 seconds to throw the ball consistently every single game. But they want to trash the offensive line. Why? Because a guy gets free after a while? If I'm an offensive lineman, I'll tell you right now, if I'm an offensive lineman and my quarterback is consistently playing like ass and I'm giving him time and he's taking sacks, you know what I'm going to do one of these plays? And then I'm going to pick him up and be like, man, get your head in the game, bro, right? Maybe that woke you up. Like, you can't consistently block for somebody that's consistently making stupid plays, making your offense look bad because he's taking sacks. You got to get the ball out fast. You got to throw the football. You have to. And that's been his knack his whole career. His whole career. There's good and bad of any team fandom, aside from the Eagles and their fans. Don't have redeeming qualities. Next man up, right? I mean, yeah. And I know I'm way behind in this chat. Raiders should have picked Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's numbers are crazy, bro. Crazy. But the best quarterback, that's supposed to be the savior of this franchise, because he's now the minority owner, and he owns this much of a franchise that's bigger than anything on the planet, but is still ass and has the most faithful fans out of anybody in the whole entire, any sport. Because what other sport, okay, maybe the Cubs. Maybe the Browns, right? But, other than that, how many other sports just consistently lose and still have faithful fans that just don't give up? And still every week, okay, we got a chance this week. Even though, your quarterback's going to make, horrible plays and turn the ball over, and you probably don't have a chance. So, Tom Brady says no to Sam Darnold. He's supposed to be the GOAT, right? He's supposed to be the savior, the guru of quarterbacks, and you pick Geno Smith? Geno flipping Smith over Sam Darnold? Over Justin Fields even? Come on, man. Over Russell Wilson? I'll say it. Over Russell Wilson? Yeah, and I've seen Russell Wilson throw the ball, but I've seen Geno do way worse. So, come on. Any of these quarterbacks, Carson Wentz, Mac Jones, all these guys are making this much compared to Geno's this much and playing better. And a lot of them not on much better teams. I didn't want Sam Darnold. I'll be honest. I was like, man, I don't know if Sam Darnold, if it's just a one-year fluke. Minnesota has a great coach. They have a great quarterback coach in Josh McCown. Minnesota's got weapons. They have one of the best receivers of all time, probably, and Justin Jefferson. So Minnesota's got weapons, right? They have, a good offense. They had a running game. They have a damn good coach, a young up-and-coming coach that's innovative. So I figured, Sam Darnold, product of the system, right? Product of the system. Oh, hell no. Hell no. He proved me wrong. I'm a man. I'll say it. He proved me wrong. But I didn't want Geno either. I never, ever, ever, ever wanted Geno. Michael, what's good? What's good? Go Bills. He's listening to me and should have took ibuprofen. I took everything, bro. It's not going to go away. They told me already. Last time I went there, they're like, bro, antibiotics every year is not going to work. It's not the problem. It needs to be fixed. Glutton for punishment, man. I'm a Raiders fan. Go Buffalo. We need you guys to beat the Chiefs. You got this. All right, man. We got this. Tennessee's Titans record, no wins. They do have a win. They won last week against a Cardinals team that won this week, didn't they? Or almost won. Put up a hell of a fight against a team they had no business competing against. It's the NFL, man. It's all about matchups. It doesn't matter who your quarterback is. I mean, it matters, but it doesn't matter who your quarterback is, your running game. It matters who your coach is, how smart he is at, watching the other team's film and coming up with a schematic game plan and out-coaching those guys. And you could have a bridge quarterback, a rookie quarterback, or, the best quarterback in the NFL. As long as your game plan's good and you have good guys around them, you're going to win footballs. But if your coaching is ass and people don't believe in the system, or they're not happy with the favoritism going on in the building, and they speak up and they get released and they go to the Colts and do good, I mean, shit like that happens. Go Seahawks. Tom Gregg, what's good? Geno needs to go back to Seattle. They don't want him, dude. They don't want him. And the worst part about all this Geno Smith was, they already wanted Sam Darnold. They had Sam Darnold on their list. That was their guy. Geno wanted more money, wanted a contract extension. They said, Geno, no, Geno, no contract extension. We're not giving ass quarterbacks more money than they're worth. You're already making more than you're worth. That's my opinion, not theirs. They probably would have cut him. They probably would have released him. If nobody traded for Geno Smith, Seattle would have released him. They wanted Sam Darnold. They didn't want Geno. If they wanted Geno, they would have paid Geno the money. And the Raiders, doing Raiders stuff like they always do, let Pete Carroll say Geno is the best quarterback. He's elite. He can make all the throws. Geno can't make all the throws. He can't make the decisions or the throws. And they let Pete Carroll talk this upper management, whether it was Tom Brady, Spytek, whoever it was, got them all on board thinking Geno is the guy. Let's go trade a third-round pick for him. When all they had to do was wait. And Geno would have been released. We could have used that third-round pick and a second-round pick to go get Jackson Dart. Where would the Raiders be right now with Jackson Dart? Probably not as good because the coaching staff wouldn't let him play. Your thoughts on Brock Bowers? if he's hurt, he shouldn't be out there. I thought it was awful weird that he played 2 games with the knee brace, and then all of a sudden he says something in the media that he shouldn't. I mean, not shouldn't say, but he said I can't talk or give any specifics about my knee injury, and then all of a sudden, right, he's not out there. So, was it a fumble by the Raiders? Was it Brock Bowers being Brock Bowers and wanting to play? We'll never know. But if you can't go, and you're the franchise, and yes, Brock Bowers is the franchise, whether people like it or not, he is the franchise right now. You don't risk that. You don't risk that. So, we got 3 good tight ends. Michael Mayer's a damn good tight end. If we had a better quarterback connection with our tight ends, and he wasn't afraid to throw Alex Bachman, Michael Mayer, Brock Bowers, Jack Best, the football, I think we'd be fine. I think we'll be fine. But how they handled it, it's football. You never know. It just all seemed fishy, right? He was good to go, wasn't good to go. But I will say, last week my tooth was hurting and I didn't get to break down the play. If I still have it in my notes, because they were on my phone and, I erase shit all the time. But if I still have the notes and I don't have to dig for the damn play, there was a play in the game where Brock Bowers got tackled and the defender grabbed him and brought him down and twisted. And when he was on the ground, you could see his foot twisted this way. So the outside leg was this way. And it was the same leg he had the brace on. So, and a couple plays before that, he got hit right in the knees, kind of like Ashton Genty did this week, right? Dead on. The guy went right for his legs. He was able to lift his feet up because I watched the replay 100 times. He was able to lift his feet up so it didn't, his legs weren't planted and his knees didn't go backwards. But you're still, you got a bruise inside. That's what they say, right? And you got hit on his knee. So a couple plays later, they twisted it up. And he hasn't been out there since. They didn't put him out there the rest of that game. And he hasn't been practicing since. So I think whoever made that tackle, twisted up his leg wrong. And, wow, something's tickling my damn nose. I think they twisted up his leg wrong. And it maybe re-injured it. I don't know. Or injured it more, and they're not talking about it. Toothaches, get some clove oil, soak it in gauze strips. Tastes bad, but it works. Appreciate it. Yeah, I've tried the cloves. I've tried rinsing in damn coconut oil. The shit's rotten. It's broke. There's really like just one little sharp piece left. And the shit they want to do to my mouth to get it out, I don't know. I think I'd rather just suffer. I don't know which one's worse. Raiders robbing us. Chino stealing our fan base money. Yeah, and it's all going to him and Max. I mean, they the top dogs. What is my opinion on what? Zionism? What the hell do I look like, bro? I'm talking about football here. Shout out to Nightwalks. I don't really have an opinion on stuff that I shouldn't have an opinion on. Bills Falcons at 6:15. Bears Redskins at 7:15. Oh, they're gonna put them on at the same time? That made my mouth hurt. Wow. I don't know why they do that. Oh, Josh Jacobs with the reception. Nice. Let's go, Josh. Y'all making me miss this whole entire Bengals game. I'm gonna have to rewatch it. Good thing I can rewatch it for a couple days. I don't know which game. I guess I don't really care about Bills Falcons. My best friend for 24 years that passed away 2 years ago was a huge Redskins fan, or Commanders fan, whatever you call it. So when I get a chance, I usually try to pay attention to those games, for my boy. Take some dabadoos. Lawrence, what's good, man? I know I'm way behind on these chats. terrible. Like I feel like I'm dreaming. Your best receiver is hurt right now, but it doesn't help. They got to win yesterday. Something to build on. I don't know really if it's something to build on. I mean, it's something to build on for the rest of the club. I just don't feel like GeNOOO should be the guy they're building it with. You know, we heard him talk about Aiden O'Connell's out there throwing. Put Kenny Pickett in, man. Put Kenny. What's it gonna hurt? What's it gonna hurt? You don't have to put him in now. But for the game plan, for the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, for the last 4 weeks, Kenny Pickett should have been taking first team reps. Because we've seen GeNOOO fall down, trying to slide, and jammed his knee in the damn turf. He can't even slide right. I mean, our quarterback can't even slide right. But we've seen him trying to slide. Chef, what's good, my guy? We've seen GeNOOO trying to slide. Jammed his knee, was limping at the end of the game. What happens if he gets hurt? Kenny Pickett is not prepared. This offense is going to be more vanilla. Come on, man. Fans are going to lose their mind paying the money we pay for ticket prices to put a product on the field that's not prepared. And it's all comes to the coaching. Like, all the film I was going to break down last week had nothing to do with GeNOOO, had nothing to do with, something to do with players, personnel being out there that shouldn't be out there. But most all of it was coaching. And I know everybody says, all right, well, coaching, it's shit that's coaching, it can be fixed. The problem is they're not seeing the problem and fixing it. It's been week after week after week, the same glaring problem. Glaring. Like the sun in the morning, bro. You can't miss it. You can't miss it. But they're skipping right over that shit. Salute Nation, Rebel, fuck KC, Chef in the building, excuse my language. 20 going to be max. GeNOOO this year over. What? 20 going to be max. GeNOOO this year over. Pete Carroll wants GeNOOO to manage the game. That's all he did in Seattle. But yo, if that's the case, Aiden O'Connell's your guy. Aiden O'Connell is your guy, bro. He's young. He reads defenses 10 times better. He throws receivers open. He doesn't have to wait for them to get open, the play to develop. He's not going to hold the ball as long. He'll get the ball out over and over and over again because he already knows where it's going to go with the ball at pre-snap. So if you're looking for a game manager, why hasn't Aiden O'Connell been the guy from day one? Why wasn't there a quarterback competition in this building since day one when our head coach with 40 years plus experience preaches compete, 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 but at the most valuable position in all of the NFL and all of sports, the quarterback position, there's no competition. You just hand the man the job because of the money he's making and the beliefs that your head coach has in him. That doesn't seem fair to the rest of the team. It doesn't. It doesn't seem fair. So having GeNOOO as a game manager is just stupid, bro. You don't pay $33 million a year for a game manager. You pay $33 million a year for a guy to go out you and win football games, to make plays, to throw the deep ball, to take chances, to not turn it over and make stupid mistakes because you can't read defenses. Hold my pocket. Hold your own pocket. Down syndrome Jesus. What kind of name is that, bro? Shout out to you. Jamie Comey, what's good? Yo. Sam Darnold, we shouldn't get. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to be good in Chip Kelly's system. Really. Really. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's Carter Bradley. It doesn't matter if it's Cam Miller, Aiden O'Connell, Drake Briscoe, who's not here anymore, or Jeff Briscoe, whatever the hell his name is. It doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's the system. It's the system. The Raiders run trips left or trips right. A 3-by-1 formation, which means 3 receivers. Most of the time, it's got a tight end, sometimes 2 tight ends, which changes the name to a bunch, right? Well, I'm not going through all of that. We'll just go with trips to make it easy, right? 3 guys to one side. Whether it's 3 receivers, whether it's whatever, Three guys to one side is a trips formation. When you have one running back, that is the bye. When you have another guy on the other side, whether it's one or two, 3-by-1, 3-by-1. They run the same formation every single flipping play. Every play. Go watch film. Maybe 4 times I've seen a different formation. Come on, man. There's only so many things you can run out of that formation. There's only so many things you can do. Now, you can move it to the field side. You can switch it to the boundary side, right? It doesn't matter. You can go to the strong side, which is the side that's got the tight end, right? You can't run 12 personnel out of it. I mean, I guess you could. But 2 tight ends over there? I mean, it doesn't make sense. If you're running out of the same formation, constantly running out of the same formation, constantly running through the A gap, the B gap. Man, if there's a tight end out there, that makes it a D gap, right on the outside. That is where Ashton Jeanty is the most dangerous with the ball in space. GeNOOO Smith, when it's supposed to be a pass to the receiver to the screen, man, just join me tomorrow for game film. Just join me tomorrow for game film. When he's got to roll out to make a pass, he waits till the defender comes completely down on the damn receiver and then throws the ball. You know what a smart, decisive quarterback does? He already knows the play is calling for him to roll out. He already knows it's a screen. You roll out, you throw on the run, right? You get it to him while he's in motion. You don't wait for the man to get over there and be like, damn, bro, you were supposed to throw me the ball. And then when the defender smacked it in his face, you throw him the ball. Like, it's horrible quarterback play, no matter what. It has nothing to do with like or disliking. It's just bad all around. All around. There's nothing good about it. What's interesting to me right now is the young guys who are stepping up at quarterback, changing the scenery, and really helped a lot of guys. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of quarterbacks that are playing well right now, playing well. In worse systems, right? With worse weapons. You don't have a Jacoby Myers that, you know, can catch pretty much anything thrown his way. They don't have a lot of teams don't have a speedster like a Trey Tucker, you know, that's running those 4.3 40s that can create separation every time one-on-one, even in zone. And zone, it's even, you know, shit, he's going to pick that apart, but they don't get him the ball in zone. It's crazy, man. It's crazy that these quarterbacks can come in as rookies and pick it up. But you're going to sit here and feed us this garbage that a 14-year, 15-year vet, however long GeNOO's been in the NFL, he needs more time with the offense. He needs more time to gel with the receivers. Man, you got to miss us with that bullshit, bro. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And I don't know why they just want to keep the damn nation frustrated. Like, why not make us happy? Make us happy. Put in another quarterback. Don't run a shitty system and give them shitty plays to make them look bad. So you're like, oh, maybe we should have stuck with GeNOOO, because that's exactly what they're going to do. I guarantee you. If they have to bring in another quarterback, they're going to dumb down the system and make it look like, oh, maybe Kenny Pickett was bad. Maybe Aiden O'Connell was bad, like they did in preseason. Put Aiden O'Connell in there with the twos, with the worst offensive line. The third string offensive line was better than the second offensive line during camp. But you put Aiden in there with nobody to throw to and be like, oh, he threw 2 interceptions. Jack Best was the only guy he had a connection with. And then you put, you know, Jackson, Bo Jackson's great nephew, you put him with Cam Miller and give him a speedster to throw the ball down the field and make him look good, bro. This team is whacked. Whacked. Geo Mex, what it do, my guy? If you compare GeNOOO Smith, Lawrence says, if you compare GeNOOO Smith to today's quarterback, you got to go back to when players wore leather helmets. Sorry, dog's gonna bark for a minute. I can't do nothing about it. Geo Mex in the building. Raider Ryan always. I mean, can't even talk, bro. My guy Lawrence always with the funny comments. Okay, we know she's home. Damn. 0-23, a good team. 23? Who's 0-23? Damn, bro. Baker is playing lights out right now. Man, love me some Baker. Dude's just enough of an asshole. My favorite quarterback in the NFL, bro. He has been, even in Carolina. Even in Carolina, bro. You know, didn't have the greatest coaching, didn't have the greatest weapons, didn't have the greatest offensive line in Carolina. But him and Sam Darnold over there, you know, two great quarterbacks, up-and-coming quarterbacks, first-round, you know, picks that didn't get the time they deserved or the development they deserved. The team wasn't smart enough to build around them. I'm going to wait till this dog starts barking. I'm going to read these comments. But yeah, Baker, man. Baker's my favorite quarterback. And the fact that we could have had him for $4 million, bro. $4 million. $4 million. Four. After he whooped our ass with the Rams. After he got off the plane, beats us in the fourth quarter because they decided to get rid of Derek Carr. The fourth quarter comeback king just leads the NFL all time in fourth quarter comebacks. I was screaming then, go get Baker Mayfield. Go get Baker Mayfield. Sign Baker Mayfield. He just came out of a great Sean McVay Ram system. This dog is not going to shut the fuck up. Holy shit. I apologize for the dog, bro. I'm from the UK. I'm a 49er and used to support the Raiders. When I was 15, absolutely worshipped them and the sport. Shout out to Alan Watts. What's good, my guy? What's good? Appreciate you from the UK. Dude, I love that my shit is finally getting out to other countries, bro. I had UK, I've had Germany, and usually I don't get nobody from any of these countries. So shout out to you. Shout out finding my channel. Like, subscribe if you're down with this content. You know, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you joining. Geno Smith, 77 QBR. Aiden O'Connell's was never under an 85. Kermit Mahomes. And the Legion of Refs, right? Okay, Tonka, Chase. Bryce is trash. No, he's not, bro. Bryce Young is not trash. Bryce Young is a product of the system. Drafted to a trash team that had no offensive line. That has, you know, a good head coach that's starting to put it together, right? But he's young. He's got to, you know, change the culture. That's different from the Raiders. We've had the culture change. AP changed it around. He had these guys playing games where they had no penalties. The only two teams in the NFL have made it through a season where they had 2 games with no penalties in a season. That was under Antonio Pierce. So we've had the culture change, man. This team wasn't bad. They're disciplined. They're going about it wrong, bro. It's pissing me off. I don't know. But Bryce Young is not a bad quarterback. Aiden O'Connell's numbers were way better his rookie year compared to Bryce Young. They were right up there with C.J. Stroud. But, you know, he's getting it, bro. He's getting it. He made some damn good passes today. I watched him against the Dallas Cowboys, you know, just pick the Dallas Cowboys defense apart. You got guys like Leggett making stupid plays, young receivers making dumb plays, but, you know, that kid's going to be special, bro. He's going to be special. There's a reason he was drafted where he was. And the fact that he's went through what he's went through and he's coming out and playing like he has this season, dude, Bryce Young has got it, right? He's got it inside because most quarterbacks, you know, could just fall apart and be like, oh, I'm not getting my chance. I got benched. I'm never going to get my job back. But nah, he kept battling, right? He's out there making, you know, damn good throws. I've seen him make some damn good throws. Between the hashes, on the numbers, over the shoulder, back shoulder, like, for being a smaller guy out there and having to, you know, stand in the pocket or step up in the pocket or roll out to make throws, bro, he's doing a damn good job, I think, this year. Name one quarterback in all of the NFL history that can take this squad to win our division. What? Name one quarterback in all of NFL history that can take this squad to win our division from where we're at right now. In all of Raiders history or all of NFL history? My guy says Rich Gannon benched GeNOO, fired GeNOO. It's not Pete's fault. It is Pete's fault. Pete's the one sticking with GeNOO. Pete's the one making excuses for our 15-year veteran quarterback. It's a new system. He's got to learn it. Bro, that's ass. That's ass. All these quarterbacks playing for new teams. What about Sam Darnold? Sam Darnold went to the Minnesota Vikings, picked up that system like that, had a damn good year, took his team to the playoffs. Then he goes to Seattle, a whole new system. Boom. He's out there balling it up. Balling it up. Intelligence. Intelligence. How fast can you learn a system? Aiden O'Connell has picked up 5 different offensive coordinators, 4 different head coaches, never missed a beat, was out there still making plays, knew the system. There was not one time where he was like, looked like he didn't know the play or know where he was going with the ball. Not once, ever. It's definitely Pete's fault. It's all Pete's fault. How come the Raiders beat a team, their head coach gets fired? Raider night. Because we're the worst team in the NFL right now. We're a laughingstock. We're so predictable. We're so predictable. Everybody knows what's coming. You line up in a trips formation. I just talked about it. It's predictability, bro. They're looking at, there's no way teams should not be able to beat the Raiders because their offense shouldn't be able to score points because everybody knows what's coming, Chip Kelly. Everybody knows what's coming. Everybody. The Raiders are mid. Conway Cyrus, what's good? They're not even mid right now, bro. Their defense played outstanding. They've had 2 games where they played top tier. Right now, they're in the middle tier. You know, to me, they got a chance to be 15 through 20 if they keep playing like this or better. But they don't. There's no consistency. They play good one week and they absolutely shit the bed the next week, all over, like running, diarrhea everywhere. That you just gotta throw the bed away because it's so bad. So I don't know, man. I don't know. And the Raiders, Raider night are just so bad that if you lose to the Raiders, bro, you're losing your job, and it should be like that. If I was the owner of a franchise and my team lost to the Raiders right now, yeah, I'd be cleaning house. I'd be absolutely cleaning house. Raiders suck. Relic 187. I mean, they're not great. Did they fire Callahan? Yes, they fired Callahan this morning. I don't know if Daddy went with him, but I know Brian Callahan was fired. I don't know if Bill Callahan was fired. But let me ask you this in the comments, and it'll probably be a minute before I get to it. I don't know how far I am behind, but in the comments, man. Would you bring in the Callahans? Knowing our offensive line is struggling, as the nation says, right? Would you bring in Bill Callahan back to the Raiders to run this offensive line, to make JPJ an absolute stud, to make DJ Glaze the mule he should be on the outside? Would you bring in Bill Callahan? My answer after this message, no, I'm just kidding. My answer is yes, bro. I would definitely bring back Bill Callahan. I'd bring him back in a second. You don't even have to make him the whole, make him assistant offensive line coach or whatever. And then, demote Brendan Carroll, make him the head offensive line coach, whatever. But I would bring Brian Callahan in also. Callahan in also. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to say it on live in front of everybody. Brian Callahan, I would make offensive coordinator. He's an offensive mind. I think, the pressure of being head coach on a bad team with bad draft choices over and over and over and over again. I mean, nothing against Cam Ward, but that team needed a lot. And, you could have drafted a guy like Abdul Carter. You could have drafted Marvin Membu. You could have drafted Abdul Carter. You could have drafted Ashton freaking Genty, and you chose Cam Ward. So, you know, the decisions being made over there. Maybe they should promote my guy Dave Ziegler. Maybe Dave Ziegler should have got that job as general manager. If he's not, I don't know. But I think he's just assistant or something over there helping out. But maybe you should promote Dave Ziegler. He knows how to draft, bro. He knows how to draft. But Brian Callahan, I would definitely, bro. I would definitely bring in as offensive coordinator. I would fire Chip Kelly and his $6 million right now because there is no excuse. And I don't want to hear that, you know, he hasn't been in the NFL for that long. Well, then you should have been studying the offseason before the season came to know the NFL a little bit better and know NFL defenses, because I don't want to hear that, you know, excuse bullshit. Yes, you've been in college for a long time. Yes, the game has probably passed you up in the NFL. It's way different than when you were coaching the Philadelphia Eagles. And you can't bring that Eagles offense, sprinkled in with a little bit of college stuff that's not going to work in the NFL, over here to the Raiders with a bad quarterback and expect them to win games. Now, our defense has given us every opportunity, even in the bad games, right? Even in the bad games, the blowout games, our defense still played well. They just were on the field way too much. So I would bring in the Callahans, man. I would. Fire GeNOOO. Put in the backup. Chip Kelly is a joke. Does your mom do meth? Same thing happened with the Panthers. Their first year, anytime they won something, someone got fired, right? 2024 Carolina Reapers. Shout out Slammy Sammy. Is it true that in your country there are chips, crips called cheese? What? I have no idea, bro. I've never heard of anything called cheese cunts. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Chip ain't the main issue. Receivers are open. GeNOOO is blind. Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. He's not the main issue. But the way you're using Ashton Genty, the way you're using these guys in the red zone, on third down, on first and second down, it's not the play calling. It's the play calling where it's being called, in my opinion. On third down, you're calling a play that, you know, you should have called on first down. Would probably work. Or second down. On second down, you're calling a play that, you know, is a third and short play on second and 15. It's just the timing of the plays. The plays aren't bad. It's a lot to do with the timing. The timing of the quarterback, the timing of the communication with the quarterback. It's just bad play calling at bad times. The plays are okay. The playbook's not bad. I think his play calling, maybe, you know, give the duties to somebody else. I don't know. But GeNOOO is blind, bro. I mean, he's as blind as a bat. Oh, snap. Is it true that your country there? You already asked me that, bro. Nah, he lying, bro. Who's lying? We did fire Callahan. Yep. Because there may be no life in GeNOOO, but there is definitely a bank account in GeNOOO. Yeah, a full bank account with a whole bunch of M's in it. A whole bunch of M's. The man got M's for days. That's surprising. Miss Amy usually fires on Tuesdays. She must be hot. I mean, how can you not? How can you not? Go sign Nathan Peterman. Shout out to my guy Gage. Nathan Peterman for the future. Okay. I'm from India. What's good, India? Shout out to India. What time is it? Let me know what time it is there. Pharaoh, what the? We just go with Pharaoh. 29 players lost to injury. Man, that's bad, bro. It's bad news in the NFL, right? It's bad news. Should have never let Vrabel go. Did you really want Vrabel letting go of AJ Brown? Like, you really want that dude over there? I don't know, bro. I don't know. Vrabel made some bad choices in Tennessee. His defense, the team's always played hard for him. I believe the Patriots are going to be in the playoffs this year. And I'm sorry, but if you could look at the Patriots team last year and look at the Raiders last year and tell me that the Patriots were better than the Raiders last year, I don't see it. I don't see it at all. I don't see it at all. I think the Raiders were miles ahead of the Patriots last year. But this year, with a new coach, that's supposed to take time, right? Got to take time for the new system to kick in. No. Vrabel is a hard ass. You ain't got time. You ain't got time. You make a mistake, you're out. You're done. He's a hard ass. That's how you should be coached, right? That's how Chip Kelly usually is. But I don't know. He doesn't have, the say he should have over there in Vegas. But, Vrabel, yeah, they probably should have kept him. They probably should have kept him. But he made some bad choices, man. He made some bad choices trying to rebuild that franchise. And maybe if he had time, maybe those choices wouldn't have been bad, right? Maybe they would have been okay choices. Feel free to remind Kansas City at Oakland stole the athletics from them. What? Feel free to remind Kansas City fans that Oakland stole the... yeah. I think you just did remind them. Or Derrick Henry. Hell, even Bernard was good. And what did he do to get in return? Nothing. Right? I was excited this year. Raiders stealing my money. Yeah, man, they sold us a bunch of bullshit, right? We're going to win now. But we're going to give our quarterback time to develop. We're going to say the reason why he wasn't out of the game. In a game he threw 3 interceptions and it was a complete blowout in. Why he even came out in the second half was because he needs time. He needs time to develop in this practice. You need practice. 14, 15 years in the NFL, you still need practice? Come on, man. You're making excuses and you're feeding us garbage. And we deserve better. We always see the signs, and it's time. It's time for the signs to come out in all the games because we deserve better. So, Pete Carroll, if he wants this job, he's got to stop coaching with his feelings. Out there loving on everybody, being a wrestler, body slamming people and shit. Like, stop coaching with your feelings, bro. You're going to have to get on some people's ass. You're going to have to make some noise. And I know you're 74, and if you scream, you're probably going to have a heart attack, and that's not what anybody wants. So he's got to keep his emotions, piled up, which is another reason probably shouldn't be coaching at 74 years old, because there's going to be times where you get fed up, angry, right? And you can't voice your opinion because you can't get riled up. Your blood pressure won't accept it. I don't know. I got an idea. I don't. Just don't build a stadium. Think for all the taxpayers' money people could save. Sports are now functioning people anyway. Shout out to Teal Water. Teal Water? That's nasty, bro. Super Bowl bound for the Raider Nation. Junior Cairo. Come here talking that trash, bro. Focus on WNBA. Fuck you, bro. Hey, man. I see you. I see you, Pharaoh. I see you. I buy YouTube TVs, stealing my money just to watch the Raiders game. I feel you, Chris Coleman. I feel you, man. I feel you. And if I was rich, like one of these NFL players, I'd probably give you your money back. But, I'm making YouTube money. Ah, yeah, it's rough, man. It's rough. It's rough. Turn your season around. Don't get wild in here, Cairo. Calm yourself, Cairo. Calm yourself. Calm yourself. Ever since the Russell from LSU over Charles Johnson, Raiders were trash. God, come on, man. It's victory formation Monday. We're trying to have a good day, right? We're trying to keep the positivity in the building, keep the energy right, and you want to bring up the past. You want to bring up the past. Crazy talk. Crazy talk. And I am not your lover, dog. Raiders should have drafted Shador. Stop with that. I told the Raider fans, and they said I was crazy. West Philly Black. I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. The Raiders don't need that drama. You see how the fans are already on X. They have over 2 billion posts because Shador made it to quarterback number 2. We don't need that shit at Raider Nation, bro. We have enough problems with taking everybody else's trash and trying to turn it into fortune, which the Raiders wants to constantly take everybody's quarterback that are trash, that they were going to release, that they cut, that they didn't want. There's a reason they were free agency. It's not because the money they wanted, and trying to make them good again. So we deserve what we get. Go Raiders! What's good, Andrew? Hi to you. Lucky we lost all the F our head coach. What? Lucky we lost to y'all? Oh, you're thanking us? You're thanking us for your upcoming or your demise of your head coach? That's cool. That's cool. I appreciate you, Cole. Cole the Canes fan? Shout out to you, my guy. Candy Apple with the thumbs up. You're the only one with the thumbs up? Damn. Thank you for the participation. I appreciate you. Raiders have been looking for a quarterback for 20 years, and they're still looking. And I don't know why, because they had Derek Carr in the building. They were just too stupid when it came to drafting to give him what he needed. A defense. Derek Carr was going to win us plenty of games. He was going to be, fourth quarter comeback king, right? Just give him a defense. We failed to do that year in and year out. And when he finally had one in Khalil Mack, they blew that shit up. So we've had a quarterback, man, and then we just gave him away. One of the best quarterbacks in my mind, the best quarterback in our franchise history, but one of the best quarterbacks in football when it comes to, bringing teams back, his knowledge of the game, being able to read defenses is Derek Carr. And the Raiders, you wonder why we're a shit franchise? We're wondering why at the bottom of the barrel is because you let outsiders come in and get rid of, who was the franchise at that time. So I'm saying Max Crosby was. I still believe it was Derek Carr, right? We won games because of Derek Carr. The defense was never good with Derek Carr, even with Max over there. So it was Derek Carr's team, in my opinion. And then you don't even get nothing for him. You just cut him. You just let him go. And then wonder why we can't get a quarterback to play here. We can't get a quarterback. The quarterback gods hate the Raiders. They're like, man, you don't know what you have until it's gone. And then you do the same thing with Aiden O'Connell. We're doing the same thing. Aiden O'Connell outplayed Bryce Young all last year. All last year. The year before. I support the Lincolnshire Willies over here in Britain. Is that a rugby team, my guy? Shout out to Steve England. Is that a rugby team? Sounds like a rugby team. The Lincolnshire Willies? Is that really the name of a team, bro? That's some funny shit. That is some funny shit, bro. It's just funny as hell. I'm not laughing at your team. I just think in America, we should name our teams like that, bro. Instead of the Raiders, the Lincolnshire Willies, that shit would be hilarious, bro. That's great. Just fucking classic. I love it. Shout out to you, my guy. That's awesome. Can we get some picks for tonight's game? Yeah, we can get some picks for tonight's game. This segment is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. If you're a new customer, play $5, get $100 in bonus funds. Use my code, all caps, Rebel Sports. So, let's break it down. Let's break it down. Who we got? The Bills in Atlanta, right? All right, so we got Josh Allen. Josh Allen, higher or lower? 230.5. What y'all got, higher or lower? Atlanta's defense has been firing on a couple of cylinders lately, man. Josh struggled against the Patriots. Maybe the Patriots laid the blueprint, to give Josh Allen some problems. I don't know. For some reason, I want to take the under. I want to take the lower. Higher or lower? I'm going to have to catch up to this. Appreciate everybody that commented, but I'm going to skip over all your shits. Oh my God, that's a lot, dude. Holy shit. I apologize. I was so far behind. That is crazy. Anybody that just came in the building, Furpo, whoever I missed, John Leon, what's good? Clapped. Man, everybody else, I'll go back through it. Raider Paul, I'll go back through it. I got to skip over all his comments, but let's jump into it. All right, so you got higher or lower on Josh Allen, but let's look what else they got. 0.5, higher or lower, rushing plus receptions. You think Josh Allen will rush for a touchdown against Atlanta? Let me know. Then you have passing yards, higher or lower. 1.5 touchdowns, higher or lower. 35 rushing yards, higher or lower. If it was me, I wouldn't take the yards. I would take the passing touchdowns. Higher, 1.5 for Josh. James Cook, higher or lower, 71.5. Actually, I'm going to play this right now. Let's play together. I'm caught up. Higher. Josh Allen higher. Y'all want to participate? Y'all can participate. So, here it is. Josh Allen. I don't know if y'all can see it. Damn screen's covered up. You can't see it. Anyways. But yeah, man, play $5, get $100 in bonus cash using my code REBELSPORTS. Link is in the bio. It's all in the bottom. Josh Allen, your favorite quarterback in fantasy. I mean, yeah. Raiders! My guy Furpo in the building. And he's screaming bolt up at the same time. Oh my goodness. Furpo, what are you talking about, man? Raiders have a hard division. Man, I'll get back into these. All right, so I'm going to go. Josh. Higher on 1.5. James Cook. I'm going to up it. Oh, against Atlanta? I don't know. Let me know. Rushing yards. I'm going to say rushing and receiving 0.5. We'll go higher on that. Let's see what we get together. Raiders 20, Chiefs 19. Okay. Guess what? Chicken butt. You were born in Kansas. Well, this ain't Kansas anymore, Toto. So, what do you think the score will be next week? I don't know, man. I can only do so many things at one time. Somebody wants some choices. Somebody wants some choices. Penix. I'm gonna say interception. 0.5 higher. Drake London against the Bills. 74 receiving. Higher or lower? Anybody want to... You will win who over? Junior Cairo? Oh, the dog again? Come on, man. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What else we got? What else we got? Drake London. I'm going to say... I'm going to say Tutty. I'm going to say a Tutty for Drake. Higher than 0.5. Dawson Knox, I'm going to take the higher 25.5. All right, so what y'all think about this? What y'all think about this? We got Josh Allen, higher or lower? Higher, 1.5 passing touchdowns. James Cook, we got higher. Rushing score or receiving score? We got Michael Penix with the interception. Higher than 0.5. We got Drake London with a tutty. And Dawson Knox, higher than 25.5. That's all I got. That's all I got for you. That's all I got for you. Love the real. What? Love at the reality bench next. McKenna. What? Raiders are in Los Angeles. What? No, they're not. They're in Vegas. What you mean? You been locked up or something for a minute? Where you been? You hope they bench GeNOOO? Yeah, well, you can keep hoping. You can keep hoping. The love for GeNOOO is too real, man. If y'all follow this channel, if you don't follow this channel, you should follow this channel. Jump over there, you know, follow, tickle the notification button, like to be turned on, so you get notified when I drop, you know, content or pull up in lives like this 30 minutes in advance. Trades question. The trades for what? The trading deadline for the Raiders, for other teams. What are you talking about, Eddie Berto, Victor B, Victor E, what's good? The traders, man. What you mean the traders? We don't traders. Although you can ask some former players that might say the Raiders might be the traders. I don't know. Josh Allen higher for sure, he says. More like haters, right? Gotta love the haters. Love the Raiders. GeNOOO needs to go. Man, right? GeNOOO almost got injured because he didn't know how to slide. Please bench him. Right? Right? I mean, 15 years in the NFL and you don't know how to slide? You don't know how to slide? You never played baseball, bro? Come on. Even as a kid in the parks or nothing, you never slid into a base? Man, you tuck one leg, bro. Right? You gotta get the other leg underneath there. Tuck one leg, slide. Nah, he went knees first. Knees first. Horrible, man. Horrible. GeNOOO will have the best game next week for the upset. He's our quarterback, ride or die. Okay, GeoMex sticking with our quarterback. Shout out to you, man. You got more balls, bigger balls than I do. He's going to be the reason we lose in Kansas City. And, you know, whether I back him or not, it really doesn't make it shit, right? I'm not going to jinx Geno Smith, but I just don't see it, man. I don't see it. I know he's my quarterback, and I have to have faith in him, but I can't. I lost all faith. In the interview, when you throw your rookie under the bus, when you have a coach that's constantly making excuses for you, I can't be involved in that, and I can't back that. So I hope he does. I hope, you know, if he does, shout out to him, bro. Shout out to him. I'll be the first one to come out here and say when GeNOOO has a good game. But until then, I'm not going to sit up here and, you know, act like we have a chance to beat anybody with GeNOOO at the helm. It's just not it. You tickle too much, Lil White. Sometimes they like it, bro. You know? I don't know. Please, White, write in the correct Angela section. Help the translator. Please write. What? 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 I don't know. I don't have a translator, so I don't know. 520 Dad Raiders. What's good? What's good? They're not going to write in Italian. This is an English live. They don't speak in Italian. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be rude. You might have to Google Translate on your phone. Hit Google Translate, talking to your phone, copy, and then paste it in the chat. Because I don't know. I don't know Italian. I should probably learn. I would love to learn. If somebody want to teach me, but unfortunately, I do not. GeNOOO taking everybody's money. Taking everybody's money. One thing GeNOOO got over Aiden O'Connell is sliding. Laughing my ass off. They're both horrible at that. Rip it and flip it. You think he slides better than Aiden? Come on, man. Come on. Shout out to my guy ripping and flipping in the building. Hey, did you just get a notification for me being live or what? I gotta know because not everybody's getting my notifications. And I was on here for like 10 minutes talking to myself. When guys say we lost or we won, who the F are we? We as a fan base and a team, like whatever team you're rooting for. What do you mean we? Like we, right? Because without we buying these or this, right? Or getting these, there wouldn't be none of this to play football. Because if we didn't buy the shit and support the shit and show up for it, right? They wouldn't have the money to pay these guys $33 million a season. So we. We aren't teams in America owned by the city of people like in Europe. Oh. No. Why aren't teams in America owned by cities or the people? They are owned by one person. There's one owner for every team. Some teams might have minority owners or partial owners, but there's only one owner. It's not owned by the state or the country. It's owned by one person. And then the NFL is ran by an organization of a group of people, but it has one leader, kind of like our president. So I don't know. I wasn't being rude. I was telling him. Oh, GeNOOO can't even walk limping right now. See me walking with a limp. That's my gun. Walk. No. GeNOOO. Show the walk again. I can't, bro. I'm not that far. Am I that far? The GeNOOO walk. You want to see the GeNOOO walk, bro? The GeNOOO walk. GeNOOO. GeNOOO to the huddle. This GeNOOO to the huddle, bro. Yeah, he can't slide. He can't throw. He can't read defenses. He can't see. Um, it's filthy. It's filthy for GeNOOO right now. He got some bad juju, and maybe he does need to go to the lake or the ocean, do a cold plunge, an ice bath. Um, maybe coming to Vegas, brought some demons with him. Uh, I don't know. But we need something, anything, right? Somebody get a voodoo doll, put some good magic, sprinkle some good magic dust on that shit. I don't know what GeNOOO needs, but he needs not to be the quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders. I do know that. The Raiders are owned by some ninny that owns the Aces. First thing, the Raiders should take down the commitment to excellence. 60s, 70s, and 80s are over. Al Davis, damn. Al Davis, at the greatness of the Raiders, was his fortune Raiders of today's ass. Oh, was his future Raiders of today's ass? Isn't it his birthday today? How you gonna come talk about Al Davis and his franchise on his birthday? Or was today the death? Birthday or death? I know it's something in October. I don't know. Crazy, he said lake, laughing my ass off. He must have had never heard of the lake in Vegas. Yeah, there's a Lake Mead, bro. There's a Lake Mead. You can go down to Lake Mead that don't have a lot of water in it. You probably find some bodies floating around there in the bottom from, back in the mob days. I guarantee, I won't say that, but there's some bodies in there. But yeah, there's definitely some floating around in there. But you might have to go way far out to get deep enough to get wet in Lake Mead. But you can get to the Colorado River, bro. You can drive right down 100 miles to Needle, California. It's the coldest water on the planet. It stays like 40 something degrees year round. I'm sure that'll do just fine. It even has a current and everything. NCAA championship, like the championship between nations. For example, Texas versus Colorado, Germany versus Sweden, etc., etc. But is the NCAA championship like the championship between nations? No, we don't play other countries. We just play American sports, play teams in America. Like, we go to other countries and play games in front of, other countries, but we don't play other countries. The NFL is I don't know how to explain this. The NFL is like an organization. It's basically a collective group of 32 teams. They don't play anybody but those 32 teams. Each team has a division of 4 teams. And yeah, and they play each other, I don't know how to explain it, but no, we don't play other countries. Now in the Olympics we play other countries. In soccer, the US has a soccer team, they play other countries. But soccer is the only sport where we don't play in the United States. If that makes sense, I guess. You guys think it's all GeNOOO, not the shitty defense is crazy. The defense was lights out today, bro. What do you mean? I mean, they give up plays, they miss tackles, but newsflash, Cairo, every team in the NFL misses tackles. Every team gets touchdowns thrown on them. Every player, no matter who they are. Deion Sanders, it doesn't matter. Ronnie Lott, like, it doesn't matter who you are. You're going to get beat. So they're not playing as. They have a lot of, new people, eight different starters. They're learning a whole new defense. They're trying to mix in Pete Carroll and Patrick Graham and put it all in a ball and blend it up and make it all flow together. And it just doesn't have flow yet. But they're going to get there, bro. They're going to get there. They're going to get there. And it is all GeNOOO. It is all GeNOOO. This offense has had guys open. This offense has had big plays to be made. Instead, they're turning the ball over in the red zone more than they're scoring. That's a problem. When your quarterback turns the ball over in the red zone more than he throws touchdowns, yes, it's your quarterback. It's your quarterback. Al Davis was born, on the 4th of July. I don't know why I didn't say it. So his death was today, right? Celebration, anniversary, whatever you want to call it. Today is Jerry Rice's birthday. Was it? I know Al Davis's death is somewhere around soon. But shout out to the GOAT, Jerry Rice, bro. Happy birthday. Happy indigenous birthday, Raider Nation. Fanbo Podcast. What's good, my guy? I think we need to rebuild again. Oh, with the staff, with a better quarterback. I feel you. And the only way to do that is to get rid of Max Crosby. Because nobody's trading 2 first-round picks for Colton Miller. Nobody's trading a first-round pick for Tyree Wilson yet. He's played pretty damn well recently. But we don't have anybody that anybody's willing to give us enough draft capital, to get the players we need. We need 2 first-round picks. I've been saying this for 3 years. The 2 years I've been doing Raider content, I've been saying the only way the Raiders rebuild is to get 2 first-round picks. Now, we had an opportunity with Davante Adams, right? Davante Adams had one of his best career years with the Raiders. He wasn't happy. They still tried to force him into the season with Antonio Pierce and Gardner Minshew. He didn't want to play with Garbage Minshew. He wanted to play with Aiden O'Connell. And if the Raiders would have listened to me and traded him then, and Colton Miller, because he came off, a damn good year also. Ended up getting hurt, missing the season. Now all his money went down. But the Raiders should have rebuilded then. They could have had, a high pick for Davante at the time, a first round instead of the 3rd and 4th he's been going for. You could have got picks for Colton Miller, but nobody wanted to listen to me. So they've been needing to rebuild for a long time. They needed to blow it all up with Derek Carr a couple times, and they tried getting rid of Khalil Mack, getting rid of Amari Cooper. They tried. The guys they had in the positions doing the drafting weren't capable of drafting the right guys. Or, sometimes you draft the right guys and you think they have, all the accolades of being a great NFL player, but they don't have it mentally, and they're soft, right? And they fold like a lawn chair under pressure, or when they don't get playtime. Or the main reason is most of these guys are prima donnas. I'm going to be honest and call a spade a spade. You can't yell at these guys no more. You can't grab guy by his shirt and be like, I said, you can't do that shit. You can't do that. When I played high school football, we lost a game one time. My coach went in and grabbed our receiver, who was like 5'6" or 5'7", like a tiny ass dude. Grabbed this dude by his shoulder pads and said, "You guys don't have no fight. You got to be mean." Grabbed him, picked him up, threw him against the locker room. He bounced off the locker room, picked him up, threw him into players, then grabbed him again and slammed him on the floor. We were just like, back in the day, you could do that shit, right? I mean, I'm 50. That was a long time ago, 35 years ago. But still, it's the point. Back in the day, you could discipline guys, right? Guys were more disciplined because they were scared to death of what was going to happen to them, right? You could make guys run hills for days. Nowadays, if you yell at a player, you're going to get fined by the NFL, right? You're going to get fined by college football. You can't discipline a guy for letting go of the ball, walking into the end zone before he gets into the damn end zone. That's a problem. That's a problem. A big, big problem. So, you know, when you can't coach right, it's hard to rebuild. And when you put the wrong people in the wrong places and expect too much out of them, you get let down. And that's the story of the Raider Nation. That's one win again. We lose 4. Ernest, my guy, what's good? Get the defense back together. I mean, damn. Like I said over and over again, the Raiders could have went with Aiden O'Connell. They could have paid Robert Spillane, paid Trayvon Morig, paid Marcus Epps, and paid Divine Diablo and Nate Hobbs. And kept all the guys together, kept the band together, ran it back like we should have. This defense, all those guys are playing lights out somewhere else. Imagine if they were playing lights out for us. The 5th year in Patrick Graham's system. We get too impatient. We don't let things happen. So no, I don't want Pete Carroll to be fired. Somebody said earlier, we got to be patient. But if you continue to make stupid, you can't have patience for somebody that's not going to, better the team or make the right decisions or have favoritism. So blowing it up makes a lot of sense, man. It makes a lot of sense. And Max Crosby's the only one you can get anything for. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys, they just traded Micah Parsons. They have, 3 first-round picks next year? I'm sure they're willing to give 2 of those for a Max Crosby, a game changer. Right? Dak Prescott playing ever. Why is it just now saying I'm live? What the hell? Weird. I've been live for an hour and 50 minutes. Dak Prescott playing the best football of his life. If the Cowboys want to make a push and make a run for the playoffs, Max Crosby's your ticket, bro. Max Crosby's your ticket. 2 first rounds and a second and our third. The Raiders go get their quarterback, right? They go get a top offensive lineman to put together with these solid guys they have in JPJ, Dylan Parham, right? You build the offensive line. You have the weapons in Brock Bowers and JPJ. You trade Jacoby Myers. You get, a 3rd-round pick for him. And just like that, in 1 year, this team is back. Now, you might not have a Max Crosby, but what is Max Crosby? How many wins has Max Crosby by himself won the Raiders? How many times has the defense been better than our offense with shitty quarterbacks? How many times lately has he made it through a season? Right? We're paying a lot of money for a guy on the defensive end that they're going to double and triple team and take him out of every single game. That's not helping us. We don't have the guys behind him because we're constantly repaying him new contracts every 2 years with guaranteed money. You can't build a franchise like that. Sometimes you just have to burn it down. And, we shouldn't hold Max Crosby hostage when he's one of the best players in the NFL. Let him go to a team where he can help them win, get over the hump, and make it to the playoffs. And let him live out his dream of being in the playoffs, playing in the playoffs, winning in the playoffs, and winning a Super Bowl. Because you're not going to do it with the Raiders. He's not ever going to win a Super Bowl here, man. We're fooling ourselves. No matter how good we get. If Geno Smith is a quarterback this year and next year, come on. Then we get what? Maybe get a quarterback in the draft this year, next year, the year after that. I mean, and they squander him away like they did in Aiden O'Connell. Like, yes, rebuild. A rebuild is a must, bro. It's a must. Because the offensive line, terrible. The offensive line hasn't been terrible. Jordan Meredith had a 91.7 grade last week. I don't know what it is this week, but it was pretty damn high again. JPJ has been graded a 75 or higher in the last 3 weeks. Jordan Meredith, high 60s. These guys aren't playing bad. The problem is Geno Smith holds the ball too long. Way too long. He's lost out there. He's scared. He's timid. He wants to get back in the good graces of the nation by making the big plays when he just needs to make some plays. just some would be nice. Geno Smith, quarterback, bad IQ. Leads the NFL in interceptions. Fanboy. I mean, that's... And people are going to hate on you and hate on me for saying that, but it's facts. It's fact. His football IQ knowledge after 15 years is less than rookie quarterbacks that have only been playing this game for 1 year. But people don't see that as a problem because, oh, he can throw the ball downfield and has the best accuracy over the last 3 years over any quarterback. Come on, man. Where is that at? I said this and I'll say it again. That accuracy number was because of DK Metcalf and Smith and Jigba. Two of the best receivers that you can throw the ball up to, and they're going to win 70, 80% of the time. You don't have that unless you're throwing it to Brock Bowers, which he refuses to throw the ball to in the first, second, and third game. He died October 8th. Yeah, so it was just the other day then. I'm behind. Shout out to GeoMex. Appreciate you. Hi, Holly. Holly J. Hey, it's me. Hi. Hi, Holly. Bad mistake. I bet anyone here, he gets 15 takeaways before the season is over by GeNOOO. Oh, come on, bro. He's already at 10. He could have 5 against Kansas City. I mean, if we're being honest, Sonny died 10-13. Who the hell is Sonny? The Niners may have enough draft capital to snag Crosby. They don't have 3 firsts this year though. They don't have their first would have to be 1 this year and 1 next year and 1 the following year. The Cowboys could give up 2 this year, which the Raiders need badly. And it would be a damn good year to have 2 first-round picks. There's a lot of top-rated quarterbacks, and if you don't go that route, there are some lockdown corners. There are some ballers at receiver. I mean, there's a lot of good players. There's a stud over there in Miami at defensive end. There's some dogs out there. There's some dogs that the Raiders could use to rebuild this franchise. In Italy, the first American soccer club was the Palomero. Which I'm starting to read this shit. I can't see. It's damn light. There we go. Palomero Cardinals, founded by the American soldiers in World War II. Who were the Cardinals fans? Nice. Thanks for the info and the education. Every day you learn something new is a great day, right? You love the Rams? Man, y'all got a solid defense over there, bro. Raiders 97, Chiefs 10. Excel Raider. Preach that truth. Put it out there. Salute. Good luck to your team. Tyler Hilton, what's good to you, man? How about them Kansas City Chiefs? They look like the old Super Bowl team. Patty Mahomes was doing it all. The 1980 did. Oh my God, bro! I got to turn this somehow, some way. I don't know. This light is horrible right now. Only in 1980 did Colony Ministry Sports recognize American football, giving it the title. What the hell is that word? Scudetto? I don't know. Fun facts. I like it. I've heard Cardinals are also the oldest football team in the NFL. Yeah. I think that's what he was kind of iterating to. The Chiefs 27, the Raiders 13. Junior Cairo, you are about to be booted. Talking that nonsense in here. Yeah, Chicago Cardinals. No soccer, football. Bad translation. Oh, my bad. Um, Chicago, I thought it was Arizona. They're Arizona now, not back in the day. They've been all look. Most of the NFL teams have bounced around from place to place to place. A lot of teams, like the Raiders, have been in LA. They've been in Oakland. They've been, Oakland, LA, back to Oakland, then Vegas. The Rams have been to St. Louis, LA, somewhere else, I think. Um, but yeah, a lot of these teams bounce around like rubber balls. Candy, the Cardinals were originally in Chicago. They used to be the Browns as the Regine Street Cardinals. Damn, we dropping knowledge in here today. Shout out to everybody in the building. Dropping the knowledge on all the fans. First year, have to give them at least 2 or 3. Why? Why do you have to give them 2 or 3? Sam Darnold's doing it. Drake May's doing it. Caleb Williams is doing it. All these quarterbacks that are rookies. Bo Nix is doing it. Like, they're all doing it in their first and second years. Why do we have to give them 3? I don't get it. I don't get it. Really, when did become Arizona? When did the Bears first start? Yes, it was the Bears first. Morgan Waller instead of the Bad Bunny. Is that for real? They're changing it to Morgan Waller instead of Bad Bunny? Or no? Are you just saying that's who you want, Tim? Tim Ho fucking? Tim Ho fucking in the building. Is that who you want, Morgan Waller? Instead of Bad Bunny? Or did they officially change it? Because I would be down with Morgan Wallen. Way more than Bad Bunny, bro. Any day of the week. No, it's not just saying for the live or for a while. Word. Cardinals were in Chicago. Yes, Bad Bunny is the most popular artist worldwide, and the NFL wants to expand further out like Asia, Germany, South Africa, and etc. Yeah, but most of his songs are in Puerto Rican. He speaks Puerto Rican. America doesn't speak that. We don't know what he's saying. And he's also talking about drugs and sex. And most kids in the United States watch football. They have role models. They're paying attention to the Super Bowl. They're paying attention to these halftime shows, right? This is not what you want to teach kids in America, that, being like Bad Bunny is cool. I mean, not that, he's cool, whatever. If you're into that, it's cool. But it's not what we should be showing our kids, bro. Like, those not the halftime shows you should have. Like, it's just crazy. People wanna know the words and know what the hell he's saying, right? And not a people are right. So, not a people do. So if you want to expand the horizon, he can go do concerts and that shit. Why does the NFL have to be part of expanded Bad Bunny's horizon, bro? Like, go do concerts in other countries. Most of those people just want to listen to the beat, obviously, because they probably don't understand the shit either. So it just doesn't make sense to have it as a halftime show. It doesn't. You see the guy when he's at football games, national anthem, he's sitting down. Now, I know you're not American. That's cool. But, man, if I was in another country and they stood for their, their anthem, or they kneeled for their anthem or whatever, I would do what they did out of respect for their country. But you want to be, the NFL halftime show, but you don't respect the country or our anthem? Come on, man. That's why Colin Kaepernick's not in the NFL right now. So none of it sits well with me, bro. None of it sits well with me. Are they used to know Candy Apple Cardinals? Rip it and flip it. Who are you booing? Thumbs down. What are we thumbs down? They were in St. Louis, question. The Rams? Yeah. Not the Cardinals. Cardinals had good back in the day. Hart was really good. Sam Hart? What? What are you talking about? Yes, the Cardinals were in St. Louis in the 70s and 80s. Oh, dang. I didn't know they were in St. Louis. But I'm not that old, though. I'm only 50, so. I think we're going to do it 3 more years. Do what? Creed music video? Oops, I meant to search that. Shout out, haha. Shout out. Fanbo Podcast says, I remember when Max Crosby was going to get traded to the Detroit Lions. I don't think he was ever going to get traded. But really, it's best for this franchise. It's best for Max Crosby. It's best for the team. It's best for our future. And it's no hate or disrespect on Max. You know, I'd want to see him win here too, but I don't know if that's ever possible. I don't know if it's ever possible. With what we pay him, let alone, and redoing his contract every 2 years. I mean, that's a big chunk that takes out of every single, every other 2 years. And again, bro, we're going to break down some film, but for as much hype as Max Crosby gets, this dude has to be the worst tackler in the NFL. And I know he has a bunch of tackles for loss, but he basically just flops his body on people. He had Cam Ward, half his size, from behind, and he's dragging Max Crosby. And I'm like, what? Max Crosby's on his knees trying to lift him up. Bro, if you would have just, boom, hit him, instead of always trying to grab people or what, man, he's a horrible tackler, bro. I'm sorry. I love Max Crosby. He is one of the top defensive ends. But his technique when it comes to tackling is ass, bro. It's horrible. It's horrible. So many guys get away. So many guys miss. You got to get your hands on people. You got to grab people. Like, constantly. The tackling. From behind, he had a chance to come up and strip the ball. He jumps up in the air and jumps on the dude's back, and the dude's just carrying him. Bro, you were from behind. All you got to do is touch the back of his foot. He's going to trip and fall. Like, the technique is horrible for somebody who gets as much praise in the NFL. And I know he does a lot of great things at a high level, higher than anybody else. But there's certain things that are just not defensive player of the end type shit for me. Right, probably need another wide receiver also. Yes. What? Shut the fuck up. Interesting, had no idea they were in St. Louis. Right? See, a lot of people don't know. I'm 6'5", 290, almost went pro. Nice, Tim Ho effing. What positions you play? What college? What position? What's your real name? You want to come on my channel and talk football? Things I gotta ask. Congrats to the US. I mean, because if you almost went pro, you should know ball, right? You should come on here and tell me what's wrong with my Raiders. What you're seeing at a GeNOOO. They were god awful when they were in St. Louis, right? Like worse than Arizona. Oh, worse than the Arizona years? I wish the Rams were in St. Louis. I like the Rams in St. Louis, man. I thought it was a good fit for them. You win a Super Bowl there, and then you bail. It's crazy. Imagine the numbers Tim Brown would have if he had a good quarterback. Oh, I mean, he had Rich Gannon. He had Rich Gannon for 3 years. But other than that, yeah, I hear you. Make smart decisions most of the time. That's why the Cardinals baseball team, just kidding. Yeah, Sam Darnold's improved a lot after leaving the Jets. The first round pick list. I watched the Packers would sign or trade for a quarterback. You wish the Packers? You don't like Jordan Love? Interesting. I mean, they just paid him a whole bunch of money, so I don't think he's going anywhere. I think that franchise kind of believes in Jordan Love. The Cardinals, probably the last logo in the NFL, 49ers. They did play the Jets, LOL. Yo, hit them like buttons. Subscribe to the channel if you're vibing with this content. Tickle the notification bell. It likes to be turned on, as you know, most of us do. He did play with the Jets, the Cleveland Browns, and the Los Angeles Rams, who can give up first-round picks. The Cleveland Browns, how many first-round picks they have this year? I mean, I know there's other teams. I know there's other teams, but no, none of these other teams need Max Crosby more than the Dallas Cowboys, and none of them have more draft capital or players that they could, throw in than the Cowboys, in my opinion. In my opinion. But yeah, the Browns, Max Crosby over there with Shador would be hilarious. But I don't think they need him. I don't think they need him. They got a young up and coming defensive end that's putting up better numbers than Max has the last couple of years, anyways. If we're not counting tackle from a loss, chasing people from behind. Um, Browns are stupid to get rid of Baker. They traded way too much for Watson. Yeah, that organization is the only organization that I could say make worse decisions than the Raiders. Really. Yeah, he's a gunslinger. I hope he gets MVP this year. Yeah, Baker is a dog, man. And the Browns, the Browns. It's kind of like the Raiders with Aiden O'Connell. He showed flashes, right? He showed he can win you games in the fourth quarter. He showed he could beat teams in your division, which you need to have as an NFL quarterback. But they move on from him because they didn't have the right people to get the right out of him. The Raiders had the right people, right? They had Antonio Pierce. They had Bo Hardegree that was getting, everything out of Aiden O'Connell 10 times more than was expected a rookie year. And they blew that shit up. And now look at them. same old position. Our Harptimism, what? Harptimism games played in the U.S. I don't even know what that is. The Chiefs were originally from Dallas, Texans. Yes. No idea. Meant to coach LOL. I meant coach. What? I don't know. I think the Green Bay Packers is the only team that never moves. I could be wrong. Now that's some facts that I did not know. That's crazy shit. If the Green Bay Packers are the only franchise in NFL history that hasn't moved, that's crazy. And, that's going to be a show. Somebody remind me, Candy Apple, if you're still in here, can you make a note? That's got to be one of the shows up and coming. Just talk about all the NFL football teams, where they were before, where they moved to, did they succeed, did they fail? I think that'll be a fun-ass show. But I'm sure somebody will steal my idea before that. Who the F is Bad Bunny? He's a Puerto Rican dude that sings kind of like reggae rap shit. Yes, Spanish. He is most spoken language outside of English. It's all about money capitalism. Facts. I don't like Bad Bunny. Not many people do. I mean, unless you're, Spanish or Puerto Rican and understand what he's saying, I don't really think many people vibe with it. Not my choice first, but America to platform to perform at the Super Bowl. Ignore the rage bait. He must first be a youngster, because I never heard of that boy. He's in his 20s, right? He's been around for a minute. But again, it's like, it's kind of like a Spanish thing. So I'm not rage baiting. I'm just explaining my choice of why I want what? Why I would want rock. Jim Hart. You talking about wrestling? Jim the Anvil Neidhart? What are we talking about? Puerto Rico is American. Puerto Rico is an American dipshit. Who you calling dipshit, bro? It is, but it's not an American language, dipshit. What the hell are you talking about? Coming here talking trash, bro? I didn't say they weren't. And why don't we have 53 countries? Permanent ban will ensure live does not end in 5 minutes. What? Warning, permanent ban will not... What in the hell are you talking about? Ban from what? Why did I get a message from YouTube? Notifications. A warning. Permanent ban will ensure if live does not end. Well, it's been past 5 minutes, bro. So, I don't know. Peace out. I guess somebody reported my shit.